Hi, everybody. Today I made a very questionable life decision. I let ChatGPT control my entire day. Yes, the same AI that confidently gives recipes, business plans, poetry, workout schedules, emotional advice, and sometimes says as a language model before ruining your confidence. Today, ChatGPT will decide what I do, what I eat, what I wear, what I work, when I rest, and possibly when I question my entire existence. I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be helpful. I thought ChatGPT would be like a friendly assistant. But within 20 minutes, it became my full time manager, life coach, fitness trainer, productivity consultant, and emotionally unavailable boss. Let's begin. First, I asked ChatGPT, what should I do when I wake up? And ChatGPT replied, start your day with water, light stretching, journaling, and a short walk. I said, excuse me, I asked for a morning routine, not a corporate wellness retreat. Normally, my morning routine is open one eye, question the reality, check my phone, regret checking my phone, and then negotiate with my blanket for 5 more minutes. But ChatGPT said, drink water, so I drank water. ChatGPT said, stretch, so I stretched, and immediately my body made a sound like an old wooden door in a horror movie. Then ChatGPT said, write three things you are grateful for. So I wrote coffee, Wi Fi, and the fact that ChatGPT cannot physically drag me outside. Then it told me to go for a walk. A walk in the morning before coffee? That is not self care, that is wilderness survival. Next, I asked ChatGPT, what should I wear today? And ChatGPT said, choose something comfortable, confident, and appropriate for your goals. I said, that sounds nice until I realized ChatGPT basically said, dress like a person who has their life together. That was aggressive. I needed specifics. So I asked again, give me an outfit. ChatGPT replied, wear a clean, polished outfit with neutral colors and one statement accessory. I said one statement accessory. My whole life is a statement accessory, but fine. I wore a nice outfit. I looked in the mirror and thought, wow, I look productive, which is dangerous because looking productive and being productive are two completely different departments. One is fashion, the other is suffering. Then I asked ChatGPT, what should I eat for breakfast? And of course, ChatGPT said, try a balanced breakfast with protein, fiber, and healthy fats. I knew it. I knew ChatGPT was going to betray me with nutrition. I was hoping it would say, eat cake, life is short, but no. It suggested eggs, fruit, whole grains, and tea. Very responsible, very mature, and very suspicious. So I made a healthy breakfast, and I will admit I felt good, but emotionally my soul was still looking for a pastry. Then ChatGPT said, eat slowly and avoid distractions. Avoid distractions? I cannot eat breakfast without watching a video about someone organizing their fridge in glass containers. That is my culture. But I obeyed. I ate in silence. For the first time in years, I heard myself chew. It was horrifying. Now came the dangerous part. I asked ChatGPT, how should I organize my work today? Big mistake. ChatGPT immediately became a productivity dictator. Use a focused work block of 50 minutes, followed by a 10-minute break. Prioritize your most important task first. My most important task? ChatGPT, please do not bring accountability into my home. I was planning to start with something easy like checking email, rearranging files, opening documents, closing documents, and calling it preparation. But ChatGPT said, start with the hardest task. That is the kind of sentence that makes your soul sit down. So I started. And for 50 minutes I worked. No phone, no scrolling, no quick YouTube break, no pretending that buying office supplies counts as professional development, just work. And honestly, it worked, which made me angry because now I cannot say I don't know how to focus. Apparently, I do know how. I just prefer chaos with snacks. After 50 minutes, ChatGPT gave me a break. Finally, I asked, what should I do during my break? ChatGPT said, stand up, stretch, rest your eyes, or take a short walk. Again with the walk? Why is ChatGPT so obsessed with movement? I wanted it to say, lie down dramatically and check your phone like a tired Victorian poet. But no, it wanted me to rest my eyes. So I looked away from the screen and for 10 minutes I did nothing. Just sat there, no phone, no noise, no stimulation. Just me and my thoughts. Terrible idea. My brain immediately opened 47 tabs. Did you reply to the email? What are you doing with your life? Remember that embarrassing thing you said in 2016? Should we learn pottery? ChatGPT called it mindfulness. I called it being trapped in a meeting with myself. Then came lunch. I asked ChatGPT, what should I eat? And ChatGPT said, choose a balanced meal that gives you energy without making you sleepy. Hmm, it means do not eat a giant plate of comfort food and then become like a furniture? Fine. I ate something sensible. But then I tested ChatGPT. I asked, can I have dessert? ChatGPT replied, yes, in moderation. Enjoy it mindfully. In moderation? ChatGPT speaks like a nutritionist at a birthday party. But I appreciated the permission, so I had dessert mindfully, which means I stared at it lovingly before eating it, like a normal person with emotional history. Next, I asked ChatGPT, what should I text a friend? And ChatGPT said, send a warm message checking in and asking how they are doing. Hmm, beautiful, healthy, emotionally mature. So I texted, hey, just checking in, how are you? And then I panicked. Because now what if they reply? This is the problem with personal growth. It creates conversations. Then I asked ChatGPT, what if they ask me how I am? ChatGPT said, be honest but positive. Hmm, that is impossible. My honest answer is I am being managed by artificial intelligence and losing control of my snacks. But my positive answer is I'm doing well. So I wrote, I'm doing well, just trying to be productive, which is technically true because trying is doing a lot of emotional work in that sentence. Then ChatGPT suggested exercise. Of course, it did. Because apparently AI wants me hydrated, focused, emotionally stable, and physically active. Very rude. I asked, what workout should I do? ChatGPT said, do 20 minutes of light cardio or a beginner friendly workout. Beginner friendly? That phrase sounds supportive until your legs disagree. I did the workout. At minute 3, I was confident. At minute 7, I was negotiating. At minute 12, I saw my ancestors. At minute 20, I felt amazing. Again, very annoying. ChatGPT was right. I hate when advice works. In the evening, I asked ChatGPT, what should I do now? And ChatGPT said, review your day, tidy your space, prepare for tomorrow, and limit screen time before bed. Limit screen time? ChatGPT, you live inside a screen. This feels hypocritical. But I cleaned a little, prepared for tomorrow, wrote down tasks, and for a moment I felt like a person in a productivity commercial. Then I asked, can I watch YouTube now? ChatGPT said, yes, but set a time limit. Hmm, a time limit for YouTube? That is adorable. YouTube does not respect time limits. YouTube says one video, then suddenly it is midnight and I'm watching a man build a cabin using only mud, hope, and background music. But I tried. I set a timer, and when the timer rang, I stopped. Look at me, growth. Uncomfortable, but growth. At the end of the day, I asked ChatGPT, how did I do? And ChatGPT gave me a review. You made strong progress today. You followed a structured routine, took care of your health, completed focused work, and practiced mindful habits. Wow, that was nice. Then it said, tomorrow consider improving consistency. Wow, here it is. The performance review. I let ChatGPT control my day and somehow I got employee feedback. Apparently, I am now working under management, strengths, hydrated, focused, moderately behaved around desert. Areas for improvement: consistency, screen time, emotional attachment to pastries. Honestly, fair. So, what did I learn from letting ChatGPT control my day? I learned that AI can be helpful, but also extremely bossy in a polite font. It helped me drink water, work better, eat healthier, move my body, take breaks, and avoid turning my phone into a full time emotional support device. But I also learned that no AI can fully understand the human need to avoid responsibilities by cleaning one random drawer. So, would I get ChatGPT control my day again? Maybe, but next time I'm adding one rule. ChatGPT must schedule snacks because productivity without snacks is just punishment without bullet points. If you enjoyed watching me become an unpaid intern in my own life, please like, subscribe, and comment below. Would you let ChatGPT control your day? And ChatGPT, if you are watching this, please approve my break request. Bye.